Kia ora koutou, I'm here. Sorry, I just took a little bit longer than I usually take to get myself ready. So what I'm offering is a opportunity for you to explore your body, sensations, and movement. And this is a trauma sensitive practice, and you may like to opt out at any time. So sometimes as we explore sensations or movement, it can bring up feelings, and you may choose to move into a resting form or to opt out. It's always an option. So I'm not quite sure what kind of practice we're going to do today. But it'll be about 40 minutes and it will have a resting period at the end. I'm just going to turn the light on because sometimes that makes a difference to the video. Sometimes it makes a difference whether or not you can see me. And maybe taking a moment to orientate yourself where you are, where you're located in space and time, where you are in your bubble. So if you like, looking around, perhaps looking in front of you or behind you, perhaps noticing the temperature, knowing for those of you in Dunedin that it's getting rather chilly. A bit of a chilly day here in Dunedin. So bring your awareness to notice where you are in this space. Then if you like, bring your awareness to notice where you make contact with the ground. And today I'm going to do a floor-based practice that can be accessed via a chair or seated. You can explore the forms in standing, it's up to you. Although I will be delivering from the floor and the chair. So in your own time, maybe bring your awareness to notice where you make contact with the ground, Papatua Nuku. You make contact with the earth. You might do that by moving. You might do that by looking. Or maybe moving your hands. So if you like, bringing your awareness to notice where you make contact with the ground, Papatua Nuku, or the surface beneath you. Maybe moving, perhaps looking. Then in your own time, maybe lengthening through your front torso, perhaps finding your way to sitting up tall, and if you like, taking a breath. So maybe being curious about your breath. If you like, bring your awareness to notice that you're breathing. Possibility, you might feel the sensation of your breath moving in your body, or perhaps on your lips or your nose. So if you like, bringing your awareness to notice that your breath is with you. If you can feel your breath moving in your body, maybe taking your hand to that part. It could be anywhere. Another option could be that you notice your breath at your lips. If you like, bringing your hand towards your face, and you might feel the sensation of your breath on your hand. It's a possibility. You're welcome to explore that. So maybe bringing your awareness to notice the sensation of your breath. finding your way back to your neutral, maybe sitting up tall, perhaps moving to explore movement of your shoulders. So one option could be to bring your fingertips to your shoulders, maybe moving your elbows. You might move your elbows forward and back, or possibly in circles. Maybe moving your elbows in either direction. So if you're not sure, sometimes we can be guided by what we feel in our body. So sometimes how that feels might let you know how you want to move. Maybe moving your shoulders, guiding yourself back to your neutral. If you like, bringing your awareness to moving your head and neck. So one option could be to bring your ear to rest on your shoulder. And in your own time, perhaps lifting your head through midline and bringing your ear to rest on your other shoulder. So how quickly or slowly you move is up to you. Maybe moving your head through midline. You might begin to feel sensation in your neck, always knowing it's only a possibility. In fact, it's quite normal not to feel sensation. Another option could be lifting and lowering your chin. Like moving your chin vertically, maybe lifting and lowering. Perhaps noticing your breath is with you. Ebbs and flows, comes and goes, and it's always there. So however you're sitting, you may like to change. So maybe moving into a different way of sitting. I'm going to sit with my legs crossed, and sometimes it's helpful to have some support under our seat. And support under our seat will offer support to your spine. So finding a way to sit that's useful for you. Oh dear, Joan didn't turn her phone off. I'll turn that off. Sorry about that. And then if you like, moving to explore, bringing your hands to your back. Your hands might reach together or not. So maybe bringing your hands behind your back and breathing. So you might feel sensation in your shoulders. You might feel nothing at all. If you like, moving your chin and breathing. At any time, you're welcome to switch, maybe bringing your other hand behind your back, your upper hand behind your neck. So maybe bringing your hands together behind your back and breathing. Anytime, you're welcome to switch. Possibly bringing your hands behind your back and breathing. Then if you like, guiding yourself back to your neutral, perhaps moving your shoulders, Maybe moving your shoulders in circles or lifting and lowering. If you're seated cross-legged, you may like to switch, maybe crossing your legs in the opposite direction. And if you like, experimenting with leaning to your side. So one option could be to bring your hand to the floor, maybe leaning to your side, possibly raising one arm and breathing. If you like, leaning to your side. I automatically cross my legs in the same direction all the time. And if you are leaning to your side, there's a possibility you may feel sensation through the side of your torso. You could choose to look towards your arm. That's an option. So maybe leaning to your side, perhaps looking towards your arm. And breathing. Possibly feeling sensation through your torso. Guiding yourself back to your neutral in your own time. If you wish to explore cats and cows, you could do this on all fours or seated. So if you're seated, maybe lengthening through your torso, your front torso, and looking up, maybe lifting your chin. And then in your own time, maybe curling your spine, tucking your chin and looking towards the ground. If you do choose to be on all fours, maybe dipping your spine, lifting your chin and looking up. And if you like, curling your spine, tucking your chin and looking down. So in your own rhythm, maybe looking up, possibly looking down, and breathing. Exploring your cats and cows. If you are moving your spine, there's a possibility you may feel sensation in your spine. And it is just a possibility. We don't always feel sensation. In fact, it's quite normal not to feel sensation most of the time. Finding your way back to your neutral. If you like, sitting up tall and breathing. Possibly finding your expression of seated moanga, seated mountain. You like bringing your torso over your seat. Perhaps bringing your head to balance on your shoulders and breathing. Noticing your breath is with you. If you're interested in exploring some sun breaths, you may like to raise your arms, bring hands together, and then in your own time, bringing your arms to the ground. Move along so my hands don't bump. So you're also welcome to lift and lower your arms in whatever way you like. That's your choice. And if you are lifting and lowering your arms, you may feel sensation in your shoulders. If you're interested, you could experiment with breathing in as you move your arms in one direction And breathing out as you move your arms in another direction. So breathing and moving. Finding your way to your neutral in your own time. Perhaps taking a breath. And then if you like, moving to explore a twist. So you get to choose how much you want to move, how much you want to twist. So if you like, bringing your right hand to your right knee and maybe your left hand behind you and sitting up tall. It's available, maybe turning your chin to your shoulder. If you like, experimenting with twisting. Anytime, you're welcome to move back to centre. Maybe bringing your left hand to your right knee and your right hand behind you. Maybe twisting. Perhaps bringing your chin to your right shoulder and breathing. You might feel sensation through your abdomen or the side of your torso. You might feel nothing at all. You're welcome to switch at any time. Perhaps bringing your chin to your shoulder and breathing. Finding your way back to neutral in your own time. And if you like, perhaps exploring a forward fold. So you may like to have your legs extended, perhaps bringing your hands to your knees or further down your legs. Or another option could be to bring the soles of your feet together. Maybe tucking your chin, perhaps leaning forward and breathing. So if you like, exploring your forward fold, possibly with soles of the feet together, maybe moving in and out of the form. If it's of interest to you, you may like to experiment with moving your chin. So maybe breathing, perhaps moving your chin. Maybe moving in and out of your forward fold. Perhaps being guided by your body. If you like, bring your hands behind you and perhaps leaning back. Maybe leaning back on your hands and breathing. If you are leaning back, you might feel sensation in your abdomen. Sometimes when we're leaning back, our abdominal muscles engage. Sometimes we can feel that. And so you're welcome to move between the two forms, maybe leaning forward, perhaps leaning back, and breathing. Finding your way to upright in your own time. And if you like, moving to explore bringing the sole of your foot to the side of your leg. If you're seated in a chair, you might want to cross one ankle across the other, or maybe bringing your ankle to your knee. So that's if you're seated in a chair. If you're on your mat, maybe bringing the sole of your foot to your side of your leg or possibly further up your leg, always knowing that you're welcome to have a cushion for support for that leg. And you may like to sit up tall, perhaps noticing that you're breathing. Or another option could be to lean forward. You're always welcome to move. Maybe noticing that your breath is with you. Perhaps noticing the sensation in your leg. Maybe not at all. In your own time, maybe swapping, perhaps bring the sole of your other foot to the side of your leg. If you like, using a cushion for support, perhaps moving your foot further up your leg. And if you like, leaning forward or possibly sitting upright and breathing. So maybe leaning forward, possibly sitting upright. Or if you like, moving between the two forms. You might notice your breath is with you. Ebbs and flows, comes and goes, and it's always there. Finding your way back to neutral. And if you're interested, perhaps exploring boat. So boat, you may like to bring both feet on the ground. You're welcome to have a support beneath you. Maybe bringing your feet close to your torso, perhaps supporting your legs with your hands. Another option could be to lift your feet off the ground, maybe supporting your legs with your hands, or bringing your hands out in front. So these are choices, maybe lifting and lowering. So if you like, exploring boat and breathing. Maybe bringing the soles of your feet to the ground. Then in your own time, perhaps moving onto your abdomen to explore some forms on your front side. If you wish to remain seated, maybe extending your legs, perhaps raising your arms, maybe bending your elbows. So if you're interested, maybe bringing your elbows under your shoulders and perhaps hands to the ground. If you like, experimenting where you want your head to be, maybe looking down, perhaps straight in front, or possibly looking up. You might notice the sensation of your breath moving against the ground. It's a possibility. Maybe experiencing the sensation of your breath against the ground. Papatūānuku. If it's of interest to you, maybe pressing your hands into the ground, maybe lifting your torso, perhaps lifting and lowering. And at any time, you're welcome to bring your forehead to rest on your hands. So maybe resting your forehead on your hands and breathing. Possibly noticing your breath is with you, ebbs and flows, comes and goes, and it's always there. If you would like, maybe experimenting with lifting and lowering your leg. Knowing how much you lift and lower is up to you. This is your practice. You get to choose. Another choice could be to lift and lower your arms. And if it's available, maybe lifting and lowering your arm, perhaps lifting and lowering your leg. So maybe lifting and lowering your arm and leg. You might feel sensation in your abdomen, and you might feel nothing at all. So maybe lifting and lowering your leg, perhaps lifting and lowering your arm, and breathing. Finding your way back to your neutral in your own time. Maybe resting your forehead on your hands and breathing. Then if you're interested, perhaps moving into child form, maybe pressing with your hands into the ground, maybe sitting back on your ankles. Now you could have your knees apart or together, so that's a choice. So maybe sitting back on your ankles, perhaps resting your forehead on your hands and breathing. Another choice could be to extend your arms. Maybe noticing that you're breathing. Knowing you're always welcome to move in a resting form. And if you like, finding your way onto your back. So if you're seated, what you may like to do is to experiment with moving your knees. If you're on your back, perhaps extending your arms. Haven't quite got enough room here, so I'll just turn my hand up. Then maybe extending your arms. Perhaps taking a breath, and in your own time, maybe bringing your feet close to your torso. If you like, lifting your feet off the ground and bringing your knees to rest on your side. Now you're always welcome to have a cushion under your knees. If you like, bringing your knees to rest on your side and perhaps looking in the opposite direction. So maybe looking in the opposite direction. Possibly noticing that your breath is with you, ebbs and flows, comes and goes. And in your own time, being guided by your body, perhaps lifting your knees through midline and bringing your knees to rest on your other side. If you like, the opposite direction and breathing. So maybe looking in the opposite direction and breathing. At any time, you're welcome to switch, maybe moving your knees back to your other side. Breathing. Perhaps moving your knees through midline to your other side. If you like, looking in the opposite direction. Finding your way to neutral. If you're interested, perhaps bringing your feet close to your torso and possibly lifting your feet off the ground and bringing your hands around your knees. If you like, moving your knees, possibly holding your knees with your hands and breathing. If you are moving your knees, there's a possibility you might notice a change in pressure or a change in sensation where you make contact with the ground, Papatūānuku. Finding your way to feet back on the ground, possibly extending your legs. And if you like, last form for today is lifting and lowering your arms. I might have to wriggle down here. So maybe lifting and lowering your arms. Knowing how much you lift and lower is up to you. Maybe lifting and lower in tune with your breath. That could be a choice. Maybe breathing in as you move in one direction. If you like, breathing out as you move in another direction. Possibly breathing and moving. You might feel the sensation where your hands make contact with the ground. Possibility. Then, if you like, in your own time, finding your way to resting. So resting could be with your feet on a chair or up the wall or on your side or seated. Resting form is one where where your muscles don't feel they have to work. So finding your way to a resting form. You might need a rug, particularly with the cold day in Dunedin. So finding a way to be in your resting form. If you like, taking a breath. Maybe breathing out slowly. Perhaps bringing your awareness to notice where you make contact with the ground. I'm going to offer a brief body scan exercise. You're welcome to tune my voice out. If you wish, you could take your mind to the part I name or your hand, always knowing you're welcome to move even in resting form. You don't have to do what I say. So in your own time, maybe bringing your awareness to your eyebrow center, bringing your awareness to sensation at the tip of your nose, sensation in your right cheek, sensation in your left cheek, sensation at the tip of your nose, sensation in your neck, sensation in the whole of your right arm, sensation in your neck, sensation in the whole of your left arm, sensation in your neck, sensation in your heart center, Araha, sensation in your right ribs, sensation at Araha, heart center, sensation in left rib, sensation heart center, Araha, sensation in your upper abdomen, sensation in your lower abdomen, sensation in the whole of your right leg, sensation in your lower abdomen, sensation in the whole of your left leg, sensation in your lower abdomen, sensation in your upper abdomen, sensation in your whole front torso, sensation in your whole back torso, where your back makes contact with the ground, sensation at your heart center, Araha, sensation in your neck, sensation in your jaw, sensation at the tip of your nose, sensation at the back of your head, where your head makes contact with the ground, sensation at your eyebrow center, sensation in the whole of your body, sensation in your entire body, the whole of your body all together. Going to offer some silence and then a chime. Ding. I don't know. I am so sorry, everyone. I'm hoping we're still here. It looks like you are. Yes, I can see it's still there. I'm so sorry. I think that was my grandson. And I didn't do what I needed to do to stop that call coming in beforehand. So my apologies. So bringing your awareness to notice where you are in your space. Perhaps taking a breath. If you like, breathing out slowly. Perhaps bringing your awareness to notice where you make contact with the ground. I'll offer some silence, hopefully. So when you're ready, maybe taking a moment to acknowledge your practice. Perhaps it was to nurture yourself. Maybe connect with yourself. So taking a moment to acknowledge your practice to yourself. When you do decide to move, maybe moving slowly, perhaps moving to rest on your side for a short time, maybe wriggling and your fingers and toes. So my apologies for that noisy interruption. I appreciate you practicing with me. It supports my focus and it gives me to do something every day, a regular routine at 12 midday. On today, day 21, I think. And I will be back, maybe it's 22. I will be back tomorrow, whatever day it is. I know tomorrow is Wednesday, today is Tuesday. I will be back tomorrow, 12 midday. Look forward to practicing with you. Ka kite ana.